Hey YouTube, WG Revival back with the final, for now, batch of soldiers for Frostgrave. So first up we've got these two. These are North Star metal figures, and I tell you what, I thought these were good early on. They look pretty nice, you know, like the contrast between the two. The Templar, who's sort of fairly plain, fairly just sort of get on with things. And the Knight too looks very like some of the Rick Mail characters from Blackadder, the old low flash art. Two absolutely fantastic figures. Love them so much. Speaking of which, it's just a little bit out of shot here. There is Mullet the Barbarian, and North Star do a Barbarian figure. He's pretty good, but this guy is just astonishing. I love him. This is from Heresy Figures, Heresy Miniatures, I beg your pardon. And A is huge, B is brilliant, C's got a big torch, D's got a big axe. I could go on. He's just wonderful. Andy from Heresy, I very much doubt that you're watching this, but if someone's passed it on to you, if by chance you see it, hats off to you, mate. You've just knocked it out of the park. It's such a good figure. He's exactly what I wanted for the Barbarian. He's enormous. He's towering over these like little knights. I'm not demonstrating that very well at all, but he's just wonderful. Absolutely love him. And just a quick thank you to Gloomdreddy. I'm actually recording this in the past, and it'll go out at some point in the future. But I was just sealing these last night, watching her video, and she'd done this amazing figure with some flames on it. She said leave the gloss, or gloss varnish the flames, they'll look nicer. So I always gloss varnish and then matte varnish over, as a lot of people do. So this time I just left the matte off, and do you know what, it looks fantastic. The colours on the flames are so vivid. So I've got some more fiery stuff coming up for Malifaux at some point. There'll be some fire in my future, as it were, and I'll be doing that from now on. Thank you, Gloomdreddy. You also notice here, the final part of this batch of 4 is a bunny, a 28mm bunny. For reasons that I can't remember, my Welsh warlord in the Saga army has a bunny on his base, and I've also assembled the mounted Welsh warlord. Whenever I'll get around to painting, that's another matter, but he's also got a bunny on his base. I can't remember what the joke was. It's probably not funny enough to bother or to lose much sleep over, but the result of that is I've got a bag full of 28mm bunnies from war bases, and this is one of them. Now, one of the spells in Frostgrave, you give yourself a familiar, so it wasn't 100% clear whether you need a token for that or not, but I thought, well, what the hell, I've got these bunnies doing nothing, stick one on the base, got a familiar. That is it for doing soldiers now. Next up I've got some Skellybobs, just to sort of do a couple of entries in the encounter table. From there I want to start doing stuff. I'll continue to do other things. It's not just going to be Frostgrave, much as there's been a lot of Frostgrave on here lately. I've got other ideas. I'm bound to get distracted before too long, but the next thing for Frostgrave will be to get the Dark Alchemy campaign up and running. So that's going to mean, for the first case, rats and the weird mutant thing, plus some terrain, plus a skirmish table. It's all coming, as the stuff's already there, some of it's partly assembled and so on. So this is the end of this stage, at least. Here we are, team photo. I'm quite pleased with this. It's built rather quickly. So the majority of these you'll see, so fellas on the back row, a few others, are the plastic soldiers kit for Frostgrave, specifically for Frostgrave. Here in the middle we've got the Wizard and his Apprentice, and also the two chaps you've just seen, the Knight and the Templar. And we've got some dogs, possibly too many dogs. I don't think there is, I don't believe such a word as too many dogs. We've got the bunny, and my personal favourite, remains my favourite, old Mullet the Barbarian there. That's built quite nicely. Next, I'll go for the Dark Alchemy campaign, so I'll start to accumulate stuff for that, and then because it's just me playing rather than me and somebody else, I might even do, dare I say it, battle reports. No promises, but thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon.